What's going on, everybody? Bulldog here. Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful morning. It's still dark, and we're coming off of Flagpole. Coming out of Flagstaff, Arizona, going down into Kingman, Arizona. And 6% grade. And I don't remember exactly how long it is for this grade. But I figure, what's the best time to do a video? I've never talked about coming off of a hill, coming off of a mountain. And one, use your gears, use your engine brake, your Jake brake. Don't burn up your brakes. I'm light, considerably. What I consider light coming off of this hill mountain. I think I'm grossing 27,000 pounds in my wagon, in my trailer. So I know the common rule that my dad instilled in me is go down one gear lower than you came up it. Okay. Well, I came up to the peak of before the downscent in my top gear. So I dropped a gear to come off this hill. Now, somebody be like, oh, well, you know, you're just wussing out. Da, da, da. No, I'm doing it as safe as possible, how I feel comfortable coming off this mountain. There's curves, it's 6%, which is, some people don't look at it as a steep grade, but if you actually look at grades on hills and percentages and angle, 6% is actually a pretty great percentage. I've actually come off of a hill here last week out in Pennsylvania that it was a 10% grade. I was down 3 gears coming off of that. I was heavy. I had 41,000, I believe, was in the box, in the trailer. Between 39 and 41,000. And it is always to do this safer, and there's not a lot of traffic out here to compare to and compare with. I've got another semi that's coming down behind me. Just as I started the recording, we seen a hot shot driving a pickup going down this hill. Unless he bought a heavy duty pickup that has a Jake brake in it, he's all brakes. There's nothing holding him back from coming off of this hill. Especially with some weight. That van, you know, there's not a lot of weight holding him back, but he can control it better than I can with my semi. Mine's all about gear ratio and the RPMs. Come off at the highest RPM you can without blowing up your motor, and do it safe. Now, the semi that's behind me is catching me. But not very quickly. Now, am I going to speed up? Am I going to go any faster? No, I still have a little ways to go on this hill to go down. I'm just in a flat spot where I can maintain my speed that I'm wanting to maintain coming off this mountain. A lot of people don't realize that coming off of a mountain at a certain speed, sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. A lot of people try to come off of a mountain as fast as they can. They want to be at the bottom as fast as they can, but they don't read the mountain and understand that coming off that mountain, is one of the most unsafest things you can do. Y'all have seen my video, I believe it was a couple of years ago, me coming off of going up and over and down Mont Eagle. They have speed specific coming off of that mountain. Coming off of this mountain, there's no speed specific. It's traverse, descend at your own risk, at your own comfortability. My comfortability is to bring my rig safely to the bottom. Fully intact. And with less wear and tear to my tractor trailer, especially to the brake system. The worst thing you can do is over rev your motor, go. There's no reason why you should be beyond 1700 RPM coming off of the mountain, unless you're really, really heavy. But you should be in lower gears and already started down the mountain at 20 under, 30 under the speed limit. Coming off of any mountain, should be. Why do you do that? My truck brakes on its own, especially on descents. But you should be able to come off of a mountain safely below the posted speed limit, way below the posted speed limit. Now right now I'm probably at a 3% grade, so I'm at, well actually I am below the posted speed limit, and it's controlled. The biggest thing is understanding what lies ahead. Can I safely stop for it? Is there anything known coming off of the mountain that I should know about already to avoid? And that's how you come off the mountain. And you come off of it safely. You come off of it as comfortable as you feel. Do I need to be in a lower gear? Yes. Why do I need to be in a lower gear? Well, being in a lower gear means that I can slow down and get to a lower and safer speed to make an adjustment if I have to change lanes. The lower the speed you come off the mountain, if there's an emergency that happens in front of you, can you avoid that emergency? Can you safely avoid being part of the situation at hand? Well, speed, gearing, RPMs. Lower gear, higher RPMs. Lower speed. Higher gear, lower RPM, higher speed. It only makes sense. Now, when I'm over on the East Coast and I'm going through those mountains, there are a lot tighter curves. There's a lot more to it than what I call the easy laid back curve. Down on I-10, there's a section where it's I-8, where there's a lot tighter curves. Up north, you get up into Idaho, places like that, there's tighter curves. Coming out of Montana, there's tighter curves. Going across Wyoming, it's lazy curves, steep incline, steep downhill, steep uphill. But they're no more than 6 to 8%. They're doable to come off of. And they have long sweeping curves. You get over here into California, you have 8 to 10%. You're already at a slower speed in a commercial vehicle, because if you're in a commercial vehicle, your speed limit's 55. They'll never raise it. I know this for a fact. I've done this long enough. I know this for a fact. They'll never raise their speed limit. Now, coming off their mountains, you go from, oh, it's a lazy 4%, 5%, 3% to an almost instantaneous 8, 9% descent in grade. And it ends up being catastrophic if you don't pay attention, if you don't hold yourself accountable for coming off of that mountain. Now, I've come off of up on I-70. That is a long grade. That is anywhere from a 4% to a 7%. You want to come off of that in the lowest gear that you can at the higher weight. I have come off that mountain and I have seen the end results of a burnt out trailer and a burnt out truck. They smoked their brakes, they rode their brakes. If you have the agility, the understanding to come off that hill, lower gearing, come down. If you're driving a 9-speed, 10-speed, whatever you want to call it, and you're coming down that mountain, come down 2 gears, come down 3 gears. Be down in 6th and go down that. Put on your hazards. I don't know if you guys heard the blinking noise in the background. I came off that the biggest share of that hill, that mountain, a gear lower with my hazards going at 55 miles an hour. Why? Because the speed limit down through here is 75. The speed limit coming off of Eisenhower, going down from Eisenhower over for semis is 45 miles an hour. I've came off of that mountain at 45 miles an hour. Why did I come off that at 45 miles an hour? I had 10,000 in the box. I can actually downshift and upshift going down the mountain and safely do it. Coming off on 8, I was coming out of coming down an incline down there with 7% grade. Coming off the mountain plus 55, I was doing 50. So it's all in understanding percentage of grade, how much weight you got behind you, and how comfortable you feel coming off of that mountain, that hill, that incline. Now, I'm going to say this. The steeper the grade, the heavier the load, the faster you're going to come off of it, the more unsafe it is. Now, the lighter you are, the slower the speed, the safer it is. Don't make sense, does it? Well, it's all in RPMs. The higher the RPM, the slower you're going to go, the safer you're going to go. Now, we've seen 2 trucks on the side of the road. I don't know their situation. Could be something as easy as, well, I needed to stop and take care of business. Or it could have been the fact they came off the mountain too fast and used up their brakes. And now they got to sit, let their brakes cool off before they can continue on. Your trailer brakes are the worst. I'll tell you that now. Your trailer brakes get more use and more abuse than your tractor brakes. So they're usually the first ones that heat up and deteriorate the quickest. Now, if you're like me, I believe in doing pre-trips and post-trips and understanding what's going on with my brakes. I look at these, I look at them, and I'm not going to take a tractor trailer down a mountain if my brakes are 0.25%, 25%. I'm not going to take my tractor trailer down anything less than 50% good breakage. Another thing that comes into play is, are your brakes in adjustment? Well, back in the old days, we used to have to manually adjust our brakes. The manually was, you'd release your brakes, set your tractor brakes, release your trailer brakes, go back there, adjust them all the way down to where they were touching, and then go back a quarter turn. That put them in adjustment. Then you would set your brakes, release your tractor brakes, put tire chocks in, double standard safety, and do the same thing to your drive tires and to your steers. Get them into adjustment, set your brakes, pull your chock, let your air build up, then go on down the highway. Anytime your brakes are out of adjustment coming off of a mountain, you can only be braking with just your tractor. You can be only braking with just your trailer. You can be only braking with just your front brakes. You can be only braking with one axle on the trailer. If you don't do a pre-trip, you don't do a post-trip, you don't do a brake check, say you've been on the road for several hours and you haven't stopped for a mid-route break, stop at the brake check. Check your brakes. Are they good? Are they going to handle? Are they going to, are they going to hold you to what you need to be held to be able to come off that mountain safe? Right? We're going up an incline. You can't see it, but we are. We're actually in an incline, going up, and we'll be coming off of another downhill slope, coming off of another slight mountain here. And I'll be doing the same thing that I did on the first section, coming off of the second section. I can't talk, and I've had coffee. So, all in all, it's comfortability. Your equipment, is it in top form? Do you understand the dynamics and the understanding of what you're about to deal with, and can you do it safely? Now, that truck will pass me here in a little bit. Another thing that does fall into place is, have you been properly trained in how to come off of mountains? Did the trainer, did the school that you went to, did you learn from somebody how to properly come off of the mountain. Because if you didn't, you're going to run into a lot of issues, a lot of safety issues, and a lot of, well, I should have paid attention during that course. I should have done this. I should have done that. Hello, County Sheriff. Am I knowledgeable enough to know that I know how to properly brake coming off of these mountains? Not going to get into all that, but what it boils down to is safety, comfortability, stature of your equipment, and knowledge of what you're about to embark on. As soon as this other big truck gets by me, then we should be getting ready to start our other descent, go down. And I'll shut up and just let the truck do its thing and go down the mountain. With that being said, y'all, safe travels, and we will catch you in the next one. We're just going to go down this mountain here in just a short, go down into Kingman, Arizona,